It's a beautiful September Saturday in Nebraska, and these Huskers are preparing to take to the field. But they won't be slinging pigskin at Memorial Stadium. These fierce competitors are going old school in a battle of the bangboards at the annual Nebraska State Hand Corn Husking Contest.
Well, somebody said there's going to be a corn picking contest today, and I thought I'd join the crowd.
Today's crowd is a bit smaller than during the heyday of corn picking contests. The 1936 National Championship in Ohio drew about 160,000 people. At the time, it was considered the fastest growing sport in the U.S. Sherman Hendrickson of rural Lincoln took home Nebraska's first national title, husking 38 bushels of corn in 1933.
I'm a fairly competitive person, and something like this, it's not super difficult, but it's pretty fun. Like, once you really get into it, it's a pretty fun sport, I guess.
Before farming became mechanized, shucking corn by hand and pitching ears into horse-drawn wagons was how harvesting was done.
I grew up picking a load of corn with my dad every morning before school. Oh yes, I know what corn picking is. You want to keep your eyes on the ears of corn ahead of you. You never look at the wagon because your ears will tell you if the ear hits the bangboard. And the way you do it, you pick it, you get it like this, and you don't throw it like this. You flip it.
The big thing was 100 bushel a day. Boy, I'd like to get 100 bushel a day. And I did it once, only once. I was young, but I think it might have been a little bit dark almost when I went out there, and it was probably dark when I quit.
Nebraska is one of 9 states still holding corn husking contests, and it is a timed event. Depending on the class a picker is in, they can husk anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes.
3, 2, 1, go!
The person who picks the most weight of husk-free corn wins, and there's quite a process involved in deciding the winner.
Time! Nicely done.
They empty the wagons into the big metal tubs. They weigh the metal tubs. And any gleanings that are in the bags they forgot to pick or they missed the wagon, those count against them also. And so you take the gross weight and you minus the ounces of the husk and minus the pounds of the ears, and that's what they have for the day.
Gothenburg and Holdridge have hosted the contest in the past, but it's found a permanent home at the Sturr Museum in Grand Island.
The event is important, certainly for the competitors, and we're very grateful for the competitors that are here. All of you should be very proud because right here where you stand in this state is how we taught the world how to feed itself.
Taking on the state hand corn husking contest presented some unexpected challenges to the Sturr Museum.
This event was in jeopardy of just falling off the face of the state, so to speak, and not being held. We didn't have some of the resources that we needed. So we partnered with several folks, and they came in strong, and we were able to do it.
Some of our growers helped us with the ground prep to get it ready for planting. The horse teams came in and broke all the sod and the prairie grass. I'd always loved farming and being around agriculture. For me, it's just a passion that I've always had. And I felt like with the last name of Corn, I kind of had to do something in ag. So it was just a perfect fit.
We do living history at Sturr Museum. That's what we're known for. And if this isn't living history, I don't know what is. I mean, it's modern day interpretation of something that's happened 100 years ago. From a historical perspective, I desperately wanted this to happen here.
And happen it did.
I
got first. I think I got 18 ears, I think.
I picked 260 pounds of corn in 30 minutes. And then I placed third out of 3, but I was pretty close for second. So, and they're both previous national champions. So I felt like I did okay.
I was tardy once in 13 years and never absent, so I made sure I went to school so I didn't have to pick corn all day.
Dwayne Frazier, he had a gross weight of 39 pounds. He had 0.5 ounces of husks against him, and he had 3.2 pounds of ears against him.
I think history is kind of a big part of our world. Our generation is really straying away from the old techniques and manual labor, and I think it's fun to look back and see how the older generations used to farm this land and make their money.